Hello friends, this is your unit number 5, that is refunds under GST. In this video, we will only learn about the introduction of the refund and the process of refund. What is GST refund is what we are starting with. Refund means any such amount that is payable to taxpayer by the tax administration. Such amount can be in cash or credit. This image I adopted from the official website of Income Tax Department, where it is shown like through online payment you are getting back your money and you are happy because see you are getting refund, right? So refund is getting money back from the government. If you write only this much, you will get 2 marks. What is refund, right? So under GST, the process of claiming a refund is standardized to avoid the confusion. It is standardized. It means it is same for all categories of persons, right? And the process is completely online, and the time limits have also been set for the same. And because time limits have been set, and because the process is online, refunds become faster than what was it earlier. Theoretically, this is true. When can refund be claimed? There are many cases where refund can be claimed. Okay, this is one example where excess payment of tax is made due to mistake or omission. You have made some excess payment of tax and therefore you are going to get the refund. And dealer exports, including deemed export goods or services under claim of rebate or refund. And we know that exports are zero rated supplies and you are getting refund back to you. ITC accumulation due to output being tax exempt or nil rated. ITC accumulation is happening and therefore you will get the refund, right? And then refund of tax paid on purchases made by embassies or UN bodies. These are some random examples I have given, but if you go to the next slide, this is the situation. Okay, these are the situations, 10 such situations where refunds are generated. This is compulsory 5 marks question, or it can also be asked for 15 marks. If they ask you for 5 marks, write all these points and explain small. And if they ask you for 15 marks, write all these points and explain more. It is that simple, right? So situations, what are such situations that necessitate refund under GST? Let us start with it. Export of goods or services and supplies to SEZs, units and developers. So if you are exporting, we know that it is a zero rated supply, and these two are also included into zero rated supply, supply to SEZ units or supply to SEZ developers. And deemed exports, if you are not making direct exports, deemed exports are also considered as zero rated supply. Refund of wrongly collected or paid tax, right? So wrongly collected tax you will get refund, or if you have wrongly paid tax you will get the refund. Refund to UN bodies, okay, United Nations and any other notified agencies. Notified, who notifies this? GST Act has to notify, or GST Council has to notify, right? So there is a list, and that list includes these UN bodies. And then refund arising on account of order of appellate authority or court. Appellate authority is as good as your court, where you appeal to the court saying that you are paying extra taxes according to the GST Act, right? So on account of such order which is given by appellate authority or order given by court, you are going to get the refund. And then refund of accumulated ITC. Accumulated ITC, as we have seen in previous slide, right? Here we have already spoken about ITC accumulation due to output being tax exempt. If you are making output tax exempt goods, or that is nil rated, then ITC accumulation happens and therefore you are going to get the refund, right? Or inverted duty structure. This is a beautiful part. Inverted duty structure means output tax liability is smaller than input tax liability. It means input tax liability is more and you are paying taxes more, but you are collecting taxes less because output tax liability is less, right? And therefore that is called as inverted duty structure. ITC gets accumulated and you are eligible for refund. Refund of tax paid on provisional basis. Any provisional basis you have paid the taxes. Provisional means you have applied for registration, but your registration is not yet done. You have not yet got GST IN number, and therefore that is a provisional registration, and therefore you are going to get the refund. And here, refund of IGST to international tourists. So international tourists, they also pay the taxes, right? If they do the business, they collect the taxes, and they are getting the refund. Refund of excess payment of tax due to mistake or inadvertence. That is what I said just now, right? Due to mistake, if you pay extra taxes, you will get the refund. Refund of taxes paid on advances given via issuance of refund vouchers. If there are any refund vouchers given by the government itself, then you are going to get the refund. These are the 10 such cases where refunds are generated. If possible, I will make a separate video, detailed video on these 10 situations. Okay. So how to calculate GST refund? Excess payment will be refunded. Example, see, 15,000 is the tax liability, but you have paid 25,000. So excess 10,000 will be refunded. The time limit for refund is 2 years from the date of payment, and refund application has to be made in GST form RFD 01 within 2 years from the relevant date. The form should also be certified by a chartered accountant. This is necessary. And what is the formula? Refund is equal to amount remitted to the government. That is what amount you have paid to the government minus actual GST liability. Amount remitted to the government means 25,000 you have paid to the government minus actual GST liability is 15,000. So that will be 10,000 refund. How do you calculate GST refund amount? Turnover of zero rated supply of goods. This is actually used in normal business case. Refund amount. Turnover of zero rated supply of goods plus turnover of zero rated supply of services, right? Zero rated supply of goods and zero rated supply of services, we are adding that into net ITC. Net ITC is calculated according to section 44B, 44A, right? Into adjusted total turnover. Adjusted total turnover that we have seen in the chapter input tax credit. What is adjusted total turnover? C2, C1 and all those things, right? Next, GST refund process. This is important, and this is an important question. They can ask you for 15 marks. GST refund process, right? This is the last topic that we are seeing today. An application form to claim a refund can be made through GSTN portal. Through GSTN portal, you have to give an application. That is the first point. An acknowledgement number will be given to the applicant by the means of SMS or email when the application is filed electronically. When you apply electronically, that is through GSTN portal, then you will get a acknowledgement number by means of SMS or email. Okay, and then what happens? The changes will be made to return and the cash ledger and decrease the carry forward input tax credit automatically. So input tax credit, whatever you are carrying forward, that will be decreased automatically. This is how GST refund works. Okay, and then refund application and relevant documents presented must be scrutinized and adhered accordingly within the period of 30 days of filing the return application. Now what happens here is that when you apply for the refund within the 30 days, right, within the 30 days your documents will be scrutinized by the GST officers. And how do they scrutinize? Using your application, refund application and acknowledgement number. Within 30 days they will do this work. Okay, then what happens? The issuance of unjust enrichment will be analyzed for each refund application, right? Unjust enrichment, what it is, I will make a separate video. In my next video I will be speaking about unjust enrichment. Okay, here it will be analyzed to make this refund application available. Okay, and in the case of non-qualification for unjust enrichment, the refund will be transferred to CWF, that is Consumer Welfare Fund. And what happens if a refund amount stated crosses the predetermined amount of refund, then the file will through the pre-audit process will go through, I'm sorry, the word go is not used here, go through the pre-audit process for sanctioning the refund. Pre-audit process, what is happening here? I'm purposely going very slow. Please give your concentration here. If a refund amount is stated crosses the predetermined amount, now there is something called as predetermined amount. If you are applying for 50,000 refund, and if it goes above 50,000, say 60,000 rupees, then the file will go through the pre-audit process. Government will give it to the auditing department, and it will go through the pre-audit process for sanctioning the refund. Okay, and what will happen? Refund will be credited electronically to the account of applicant via ECS, electronic credit transfer, or RTGS, or NEFT. Hope you are understanding this point. This can also be electronic cash transfer. It depends on the application. How do you want to get refund? Do you want to get refund in credit, or do you want to get the refund in cash? Right? And government also has certain rules. There are certain things which are given in cash, and certain supplies which are given in cash, and for certain supplies they are given in credit. The application for refund can be made every quarter, after every quarter, not every month. This is important point. Okay, the amount less than 1000 is not eligible for refund. This is what is we wanted to say. Less than 1000 rupees you are not eligible for refund. If it is more than 1000 only, it means even if it is 1001 rupee, you are eligible for refund. Okay, that was all about the refund process in GST. All these points are very, very essential. You will have to just write these points and explain it for all 15 marks in the examination. What I suggest you is to write down these points, pause the video, write down these points and explain it in the examination if it is asked for 15 marks or for 5 marks, right? So that's all about today's session. In my next video I will be speaking about unjust enrichment and some documents which are required to get the refund. Okay, and if time permits and if I get the proper responses from the students, I will make a separate video on situations that necessitate refund under GST. Okay, because these are important questions. So that's all about today's video. See you in next video. Thank you.